Hi, everybody.
Hello, I am Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about Quirky Circuits.
All right, so Quirky Circuits. This is a full cooperative game. Involves programming, but kind of blindly. You don't necessarily can see what the other players on your team are placing. You're trying to move these cute little robots around the board, trying to complete objectives, picking up and delivering items, possibly. But let's show you what it looks like. All right, so here is the board of sorts for Quirky Circuits. Now, this is actually a book, and there's a bunch of different scenarios in here. We're just going to talk about the first one just to kind of give you a flavor for how it works. Now, the guy we're using right now, his name is Gizmo. Now, there are 3 other robots as well. They all kind of serve a different purpose and do different functionalities, all in these different settings in the book. So, tons of replayability here. But let's just kind of show you how Gizmo works. So, Gizmo is kind of riding a vacuum cleaner, one of those, I guess, Roombas, but it's not a Roomba-sponsored product. But basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to clean up all these little dust bunnies on the board. So we have to travel over those spots. And we do that by programming. All the cards in this game kind of program the movement of these robots. Now everyone's going to have a certain amount of cards in their hand based off the number of players. And you have to play at least 5 cards in order for him to start its path. And every player who's playing needs to contribute at least 1 card. They can be in any order. One person can contribute 2 cards to the lineup before another player contributes any at all. So it's however you want to do it. So I'm going to play out some cards. All they show you really is whether they move forward or backwards, or whether they're the kind of cards that turn. Alright, so I've kind of set up an optimal potential set of hands, and we'll show you what that might look like. So the first card, it says, move forward 2 spots. So it's going to move forward and move forward. We're going to collect those things. Move forward one more time. It says turn to the left. I'll go forward one more. And lastly, go forward 2 more times. Now again, that was super optimal. I set that up. Normally what's going to happen is not everyone's going to know that, maybe I played a 2 forward. Maybe they saw that I played a 1 forward based off of the backs of the cards. So they're going to, play accordingly. But basically you're going to keep on doing that. You're going to play cards from your hands. You're going to flip over them, see where your robot goes. At the end of each round, you're going to move the battery life of your robot down, and you're trying to complete whatever the objective is by the time that battery runs out. In this case, what we would need to do is we need to collect all the rest of these dust bunnies and get back to our home base before the battery runs out in order to win. So like we mentioned before, there are a ton of different pages in this book, and each page represents a different scenario, a different game board entirely. So for instance, if we stop here, this guy involves Lefty, this big old sushi-making robot. It involves a conveyor belt. You have to serve different foods to different cats that want different kinds of sushi. So there is a ton of different ways to play. There's a lot of different special rules for each scenario. They each have their own objective. So this game is a lot of fun.
I really like how on the back of the cards, you can kind of tell what your teammates are trying to do, but you still don't actually know what they're trying to do, unless it's one of those specialty cards that can only do one thing. And I think that's really fun, because you need to try to be able to plan with everybody, but that still doesn't give you all the information you need, so you're still kind of like, what are we doing here? And it's a lot of fun.
I love how the book is, not just one game board, but it's, 20 or 30. I actually didn't count them all. It doesn't say, does it?
I don't know.
45. No.
24.
24. 24 different scenarios in this book. I've played games that, are just one scenario, and then you play them a whole bunch of times. This gives you 24 scenarios with 4 different robots, each robot doing a different kind of an action. There's a ton of game in this box.
And the robots build onto each other. So when you first learn a robot, you get their abilities, and then when you play the next game, some complications are added, and then you play the next one. So even that one robot evolves into different things as you play the different games with it.
Yeah, we played all 4 robots. They all kind of have a different kind of twist to them.
Yeah.
And different rules they follow. So I think that just gives this game so much replayability more than we've played all the robots, and we still haven't even scratched the surface of all the different fun we can have in this box.
Yeah, and I just feel like this is something that can easily expand. I mean, they could easily just put out a new book with different scenarios, and you can still have all your same stuff, and you're going to have 24 brand new games. You could easily do more with this.
I thought the minis they used for the robots were super cute and super fun. I will say that they are very fragile. There was a couple pieces of ours that showed up when we first bought this and opened it up that were broken. So Asmodee was really cool, and Plaid Hat was really cool about getting us the new, fixed pieces. But also, they're that kind of gray, non-painted minis, which is pretty typical. At the same time, if anybody out there is super talented at painting and wants to come over and
we're not painters, guys.
Show us how it's painted, or else paint it for us, we would not say no.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We sleeve some of our cards, and that's about as much as an upgrade as we do. This game is super silly, and it's silly in a good way. I don't think I've ever played a game to where I'm still trying to win. I'm still trying to piece everything together. And yet when it doesn't happen, all I'm doing is just laughing the entire time when things don't work out, when your robot gets stuck in a corner, when you're delivering the wrong food and you place things down in the wrong spot. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, but it's hilarious. When you get over the seriousness of yourself to just engage in the game, it's like you will laugh a lot in this game.
We take our cooperative games pretty seriously. We've played a ton of cooperative games, and we love playing. They're a lot of fun. But this was fun for a whole different reason. First of all, you cannot alpha game in this game.
No,
because
can't.
You don't have the full information, and you can't talk, and you can't force people to play
beep
anything.
Boop.
Yeah, that's because you're robots. They say if you want to say anything at all you can say is beep boop,
beep boop.
Adds to the silliness, obviously, but also you cannot. It's impossible to alpha game in this game, and because of that, knowing that things aren't always going to work out the way you anticipate them makes it so much fun. One of the things that we noticed on our very first play was that we were very upset with each other. We were just under the game, and how could we let it go so poorly? I thought that it was clear that I was doing a 180 there, not just turning left, or whatever the case was. How could you not have read my mind on that? And that's when we kind of, after digesting that first game, we realized, okay, so this is a fun game. It is a silly game. It is not a grind, give it, the full strategy kind of a game that you might want sometimes. But it still gives you such a rewarding, fun experience. Yeah. So you just have to not let bad results make you upset. If that's something that, throws you off, if you want like a pandemic experience where you are just controlling the board and bad stuff's going to happen, but it's not the other player's fault, it's the board's fault. This bad stuff players, it's going to be players' faults or your interpretation of their cards.
100% all the time.
And it's fun. Just let it happen. And if they give you enough battery life for each robot to make it a challenge, but still feasible.
Yeah.
Yes, this game does not take itself too seriously. Play it, see what happens to your robot, try to accomplish your goals, but I think you're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of different plays of Quirky Circuits.
I really enjoyed this game a lot. If any of you guys had played the game with your kids, Robot Turtles, it's a programming game for kids. I kind of felt like this was Robot Turtles for adults.
Yeah.
It was just really, I don't know, that gave me that same type of vibe of you're trying to move these things around and have them accomplish goals. It was really fun. It was silly, and it was quirky.
Oh boy.
No, but really, I really did enjoy this. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was goofy, and I've never laughed so much in a game like this before. So it was really fun to have a game that you're trying really hard to do this thing, and it just sometimes doesn't happen, and you're just laughing the whole time while you're trying to accomplish that. I definitely enjoyed this, and I can definitely recommend it.
All right, well, that is our full thoughts on Quirky Circuits. If you want to see all of our videos as they come out, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can also find us on Facebook at Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. We are on Instagram at Ryan and Bethany. We are on Twitter at Ryan and Bethany1. And lastly, we have a blog on BoardGameGeek.com. It's called Pounds and Inches, where we talk a little bit more about our health journeys. And you can find all those links below, so be sure to check those spots out, and you can interact with us on all those places. All right, well, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.